Welcome to part 4 in this special masterclass video series where you're learning step by step a unique strategy that me and my partners and students have coined the takedown method. If you do it right, the takedown method makes twice as much or more than traditional wholesaling, and you don't have to rehab houses. In the part 1 video, I explained 5 ways that it's better than traditional wholesaling and fix and flip. In the part 2 video, I explained the buy formula using my deal analyzer. In the part 3 video, I explained how to find deals and how to negotiate with sellers. So if you missed any of those videos, stop right now and go watch them and then come back to this video. All of the videos in this series are organized into a playlist, and I'll put the link in the description below for you. On this part 4 video, I'm gonna show you how to sell your deals on the open market using real estate agents. But first, if you're new here, my name is Jerry Norton. I make millions of dollars a year wholesaling and flipping houses. And here on my YouTube channel, I show you how to do the same. So if you wanna be a flipping genius like me and live your dream life, subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. Now, what makes the takedown method work so well is that we are taking off-market properties that we purchased at a discount and then reselling them on the open market or the MLS using real estate agents. And like I mentioned in the part 1 video, the MLS always fetches the highest price because the MLS gets the most exposure. Once a property gets listed for sale in the MLS by an agent, it automatically rolls over to Zillow, Redfin, Trulia, Realtor.com, and PropWire, and all of the other public sites on the internet. To illustrate the significance of getting a higher price on the MLS, recently we had a contract on a property for $210,000, and first we attempted to assign the deal to a cash buyer, and after exhausting the market for a cash buyer, the highest paying buyer was $225,000. So for wholesaling, that would be a $15,000 assignment, and that would be considered a great deal, but we decided not to wholesale it, and instead, following the takedown method, we purchased it, cleaned it out, and resold it on the MLS for $280,000 and made a net profit of $33,000, more than double what we would have made wholesaling it. That's the power of the takedown method and selling on the MLS. So let's talk about how to utilize agents. There are 2 different agents in a transaction. First is the listing agent. The listing agent's role is to represent the seller in the transaction. Well, since we're investors and following the takedown method, our primary objective with the listing agent is simple. We need good pictures, a good description, and listed on the MLS. That's it. Because we're priced right, it will sell itself. So we don't need the listing agent to do a lot of work. On top of that, we offer the listing agent something retail buyers can't offer: repeat business. It's beneficial for agents to do multiple listings for investors because that gives them a lot of exposure in the market, which is good for business. As such, the goal is to get a local agent to do a full service listing on our takedown deals for a flat 1%. Here's what I'll say. Mrs. Agent, we have an investment model where we buy properties directly from private sellers at a discount and then quickly resell them on the MLS. Every property is cleaned out and vacant and easy to show and priced to sell quickly. We plan on doing 15 deals this year, and I'm looking for an agent who can handle listing all of our properties. Since it's such a fast and easy process, and since we're doing volume, we're looking for an agent who can list our properties for a flat 1%. Is this opportunity something you're interested in? Now, a lot of agents will be unwilling to do it, but I've always been able to find an agent who catches the vision. The agents who get it will see it as a huge opportunity to get a lot of exposure, so keep asking around until you find the right agent. Now let's talk about the buyer side. With the new commission rules, you aren't allowed to advertise the buyer's agent commission on the MLS, and buyers and their agents have to pre-negotiate their commission and who's paying it, but I still budget to pay 3%. That way, if a buyer's agent comes forward with a serious buyer, I have the option to compensate that agent for the full 3%. If the buyer's paying his agent directly or we negotiate a lower buyer agent commission, then I can either take a lower offer or make more profit on the deal. But just to be safe, I still want to budget 3% for the buyer's agent commission. So if you look at my deal analyzer, you'll see 1% for the listing agent and 3% for the buyer's agent. Okay, now let's talk about some listing and pricing tactics. Because our goal is to get it sold as fast as possible, list the property at exactly your desired buy price, which should be below market value if you adjusted your as-is value for a quick sale. Go back and watch video 2 in this series for details about the adjusted as-is value. Now, the goal is to get the attention of the market quickly. You'll know you have a desirable property if you get scheduled showings right away. Showings are the market's feedback that your property is attractive enough for people to want to go and see it. A lack of showings is also the market telling you that the price is not even worth the time to go and see the property. Once you get showings, get direct feedback from those agents. Find out what the agent and her buyer thought about the property, what they liked and what they didn't like, and what they thought of the price. Agent feedback is invaluable to let you know if you should stay at your price or do a price reduction. After several showings over the course of a week, if you don't get an offer, lower the price by $5,000 or $10,000. Better to take the hit right away and get it sold than have it sit on the market accumulating days. For the takedown method to work well, you have to get the property under contract to sell in 3 weeks or less, because it will take a buyer another 30 to 45 days to close once under contract. The last thing you want to have happen is a buyer backs out and doesn't qualify to buy the property. Always vet every offer and make sure the buyer provides a pre-approval from a lender. Always call and verify before accepting an offer. Next, be prepared for buyers to do property inspections and then use that inspection report as leverage to ask for repairs to be made. And this is very common with the takedown method because you're selling as-is properties and more than likely there are repairs needed or deferred maintenance at the least. This is something that you will need to manage well and create proper expectations. I'll tell the buyer's agent the following. We are considering your offer and I see your buyer has an inspection contingency. I want to make something clear to you. We are selling this property as is, which is why we priced it below market value. We are aware there are probably some issues that will be found in an inspection, and you need to make it clear to your buyer that we are not going to make repairs. Now, if this is an issue, then let's not waste your time or my time. Now, even though I say that, and even though the agent assures me that that won't happen, inevitably, the buyer still gives a list of repairs and asks for them to be made. So this is how I typically respond. I'll tell the buyer's agent that I am not going to do the repairs, but I am willing to give a reasonable seller concession in the amount of $2,500 or whatever amount you feel is fair to make the buyer happy and keep the deal live. Now, this only works if you bought right at 70% of as-is value and you have a little buffer to give concessions, which again is why it's so important to buy at a steep enough discount. Again, go back and watch video 2 so you understand how the numbers break down. Now, once you have an accepted offer, insist that the buyer uses your title company of choice, which will be the same title company you used to buy the property recently. Make sure you work with an investor-friendly title company who values repeat business and will give you a discount for such. Since they just did the closing when you bought it, they'll have all of the information and title work, so it will be a smooth process to resell. And that, my friends, is how you sell deals following the takedown method. And to help you get started doing the takedown method, I created a free kit for you. Included in that kit are a getting started guide with step-by-step instructions, seller scripts so you know exactly what to say, an instant deal analyzer for determining your offer price, the exact contracts I use with sellers, and a funding pitch deck for raising money. And like I said, I'll give all of that to you for free. Just go to freetakedownkit.com to download that now. All I ask in return is you leave a comment and say, "Thank you, Jerry, for the free kit. You are a flipping genius." And if you find a good takedown deal that meets my buy criteria, I'll buy it and pay you a $10,000 finder fee. To learn more, just go to my10kcheck.com. And stay tuned for more videos in the series. On the next part 5 video, I'm gonna break down how to get 100% funding. That means none of your own money in the deal. Now, this is key to doing the takedown method and scaling your business. And just so you know, all of these videos in this series are organized into a playlist here on my channel. I'll put the link in the description below as well, and I'll see you on the next video.